recording right now, and I just want to welcome all of you to today's presentation of maintaining a division Facebook group or page. My name is Sue Breuer. I'm a member of Division 33 down in Area 9 in the Hemet-San Jacinto area down in Southern California. And I'm also the State CalRTA CTC Vice Chair to Jim Sterling. So before we get going, there's a couple things I want to bring to your attention. Number one, I sent you 3 handouts this morning. I apologize for all the emails this morning, but obviously I didn't send out the right handouts the first time around. So you should have 3 handouts. One of them is the social media information sheet for CalRTA. A second one is a note-taking guide that has the smaller versions of the PowerPoint and then lines to take notes on. That might be helpful to some of you. And then for those of you who wanted those large slides, the pages with the large slides, I sent a PDF of the full PowerPoint, so you have those as well. As before, if you have any questions along the way, please use that chat feature down at the bottom. If you don't see the word chat on your toolbar, you might have to click the 3 dots or the more button, usually to the right on the toolbar, and that will allow you to access chat. So feel free to type any questions that you have in there, and we should have plenty of time at the end for me to address those kinds of questions. And if you need me to go live onto Facebook and pull up any of that, I can do that as well. In addition, I am going to keep you muted through the entire presentation. When we get to the Q&A at the end, you can go ahead and unmute yourself by pressing the space bar on your keyboard. Hold down the space bar to speak, and then release it when you're done speaking, and we can take care of questions that way. So without further ado, let's get going on this. So the first thing I want to talk about is basically who's using Facebook. Who do we want to reach? What is our target audience when we're on Facebook? Well, we are here, most of us. We're in this 65 and older age group. Some of us may be inching our way towards that 65, but predominantly we're in that age group. But that shouldn't necessarily be our target audience. If we want to grow CalRTA, if we want to expand our membership, if we want to draw more people in, this is the group that we need to focus on, the 35 to the 64 age group. And when you add this all together, from 35 up to the 65 plus, those age groups, that's 55% of those who are on Facebook right now. This was an August 2020 report, so this is very up to date. So again, we have to keep in mind that we use Facebook not just to communicate information to our audience, but we want to draw people to CalRTA. We want to make sure that we are reaching out to potential CalRTA members. People who are going to run in the years or even in the next decade. So we need to make sure that what we post is going to reach that kind of an audience. So how can you use Facebook for specific purposes for CalRTA? Number one, we can use Facebook to promote CalRTA's name. That's called branding. We want to brand CalRTA. We want to promote CalRTA's mission. We want to promote its purpose in supporting current and retired educators. So it's a promotion tool. We use it simply to post information that's relevant to CalRTA. It might just be informational details about CalRTA and what we do with CalRTA. We also use Facebook to publicize. We want to publicize CalRTA state activities as well as our local division activities and events. So we're publicizing as well. So the 3 P's here: promote, post, and publicize. That's how we can use Facebook effectively. Now we have to be mindful, however, that CalRTA does have a social media policy, and we need to understand what that policy is before we just kind of randomly post information on our division Facebook page or group. So first of all, and these are statements that are taken directly from that social media policy that I attached. So taking a position on ballot measures, can I post information about that? Well, yes. However, and this is a big however, please share only those ballot measures for which CalRTA board has taken a stand. So there are a number of measures on the ballot. You can't just randomly advertise all of those. So you need to find out from your GRC people, from Susie Dixon, which of these ballot measures has CalRTA taken a stand on, either in support or maybe non-support. So find that out before you post any kind of information or stands on a ballot measure. So that it has to coordinate with board policy, CalRTA board policy. So please, that's why that's up there number one. That's big. Can you take a position on political candidates? No, you cannot. CalRTA is not a political organization. We do not support Republican, Democrat, Independent, or any other political candidates for any office. So please do not post anything political in that respect. Can I use my Facebook page or group to sell items, even if they're CalRTA items? Well, no, you can't. You can't use Facebook or any social media to sell items, okay? If you want to sell something, you need to use your personal Facebook account, and you can use the marketplace there, and you can sell items there, but not on your Facebook, your division Facebook page or group. The next one should be obvious. Post crude or vulgar content? I would hope not. Sometimes that is done inadvertently. Perhaps you found a video on YouTube that you thought was important. Make sure that you watch the entire video before you share the link to that video. Maybe it's something about education. Maybe it's something about virtual learning or today's situation. You need to watch the entire video, so you know from beginning to end that that video is appropriate and that there is nothing stuck in there. I've seen issues where a video was posted publicly on a school site or platform, and the person did not, or whoever posted it, did not watch the video all the way through, and there were some very interesting things at the end. So you have to be super careful about that. Respect copyright and intellectual property, obviously, yes. You can't just pull things from wherever you want, especially if there's a note there that says this is copyrighted information, and for our copyright rules and regulations, click here and read the policy. Okay, but just be careful about what you post. Be mindful of copyright issues. Don't just steal somebody's, copy and paste text from somebody else's site and post it on your CalRTA division Facebook page or group. Make sure that you give credit where credit is due. Attach a link from the site where you retrieve the information. So you be mindful of intellectual property and plagiarism, obviously. Link appropriate items online. We are going to talk about linking things. Yes, you can do that, but the key word here is appropriate. Appropriate. What is appropriate for me to post with regard to CalRTA on my page or group? What is it appropriate to post? Just anything? No, it should be focused on CalRTA. So links are not an official endorsement by CalRTA. So if you're posting a link to something, you might want to mention that statement right there. Links are not an official endorsement by CalRTA. So just because you're posting it doesn't mean that it is an endorsement. Okay, I've had people ask in the past, well, how often should I post? Well, as often as you can, first of all. If you're on Facebook every day, it only takes a few minutes to post something onto your Facebook account for CalRTA. If you want to post something every day, by all means, post every day. If you're not on every day and you're on every other day, and you sit down, you have a couple minutes, go ahead and post something. And I'm going to give you lots of ideas of what to post and what you might consider posting. So you shouldn't be running out of things to upload to your Facebook page or group. Prior to an upcoming event, obviously you're going to want to advertise something that's coming up. Maybe there's a webinar coming up. Maybe you have a board meeting, a Zoom board meeting that's coming up. Now, notice I said Zoom, but you cannot, and please do not post the Zoom invitation link on your Facebook post. That's going to open it up to Zoom bombing. You're going to get some uninvited guests if you do that. So you can advertise that a Zoom board meeting is coming up, but all those invitations and those links need to be sent privately in private emails. So prior to an upcoming event, yes, you're going to want to advertise. Well, you also want to advertise immediate issues. So we typically, if you have signed up for advocacy action, you're getting emails weekly, like Take Action Tuesday or Tell Your Rep Thursday, those kinds of posts. Those are pretty immediate. The whole idea is that when we get those emails, CalRTA would like us to act on those emails and act on those notices. So you can post those as well. And again, I will be showing you how to do those things. So some things are immediate, you're going to want to post those. All right, so we're talking about, you know, the social media policies and how often I should post. Well, what should I post on Facebook? I run out of ideas. Well, here are some. At any time you're going to have a board meeting, or you're going to have a virtual luncheon meeting, or a chat, or some other gathering that your division is hosting, maybe a membership meeting, a monthly membership meeting, yes, you're going to want to advertise that and open it, you know, tell people what you're doing. Don't just say we're having a board meeting on such and such a date. Type something exciting. Provide a little tidbit that's going to draw them in, maybe a photo or an image that's going to catch their eye rather than just text. Post your newsletters. I'm going to give you 3 ways on how to post a newsletter. There are 3 different strategies and tools that you can use to do that. People love reading newsletters, and you don't want your newsletters to go out only to your members. Try to reach other people. The whole idea, again, is to grow CalRTA. How can we grow our membership? Well, the newsletters, people love reading about what all you are doing. So share that with the general public as well. Well, of course, state and division teacher grant info. We just had the teacher grant drawings. If, well, when the next drawing comes up in the spring, post that ahead of time. Say the state CalRTA is hosting these teacher grants, no strings attached. Here is a link to registering for those teacher grants. If somebody in your division actually won one of those, get their permission, but post their name, that they were one of the recipients of the teacher grants. Ask them to send you a picture holding the check. Post that picture on Facebook and promote that as well. So teacher grant info, that's going to reach that younger group, by the way. Membership promotions. Every now and then, post the link to the Join CalRTA, the membership application. Every now and then, just say, you know, put a post in there. Not a member of CalRTA? Are you interested? Click the link below and fill out the form. Let's try to increase membership. Our membership is going down. We need to do everything we can to increase it. So any kind of membership promotion. Pre-retirement events. I know that our pre-retirement events are not the way they used to be. They are done in a virtual platform, but they are being done. There are divisions out there that are, some of them are grouping together and they're hosting pre-retirement events. Publicize it on Facebook. Okay, publicize it. There are people, especially in the education community right now, who are contemplating early retirement because of all of this online meetings and classrooms and virtual classrooms. These are tough times, and some people are thinking about that retirement issue. They might benefit from pre-retirement events. Introduce new members. Whenever you get new members from Johanna Hobbs's list that you get every month, look at that, advertise those. Post a welcome post to new members into CalRTA and whatever your division number is. Maybe you can find out, what district they retired from. How long did they teach? What did they teach? Introduce those new members on Facebook. Volunteer opportunities. CalRTA is all about volunteering. That's what we do. Are there activities and opportunities that you can advertise for volunteering? Is there a food bank that you can take some time and advertise that you're going to be volunteering at this food bank and ask people to come and join you and participate? Obviously, upcoming CalRTA webinars. If you go onto the CalRTA homepage on calrta.org and you look for that webinars box right below in the middle, click on that. You can advertise upcoming webinars that are open to the public. And the ones that are on that CalRTA homepage, those are the ones that are open to the public, and you don't need a CalRTA membership to watch those or to register for those. Student scholarships. When spring comes around, and it seems like it'll be here just before we know it, high school scholarships and community college scholarships for those who are going on to four-year universities, advertise those winners. Make sure you're publicizing that. Again, those are the people that we want to reach. We want to reach that younger group and allow them to understand who CalRTA is and what CalRTA can do for them. Division activities, obviously, any division activities, we're having chats, we're having coffee clutches, we're having trivia contests. I mean, divisions are being very, very creative. Advertise those, advertise those. Again, don't post any Zoom links on your Facebook page, but you can certainly, you can provide other contact information or an email if you want, and say, if you're interested in joining us, here is an email that you can click on to register for this event. Videos. I have seen some divisions who actually videoed some activities or like their last in-person luncheon that they had way back in the early part of the year. Also, CalRTA has videos on their YouTube channel. You can post some of those videos as well. Actually, for one of our luncheons, a couple of years ago, we had a harpist, this woman who played the harp, and she was absolutely fabulous. I went onto YouTube and I found a promotional video of hers. It was just a couple minutes long. I posted that on Facebook as kind of a teaser of what they were going to see when they came to the luncheon. It was amazing. People loved it. Celebrate teachers. That's what we do. Current teachers, retired teachers. We have Retired Teachers Week coming up in the first week of November. Make sure that you're posting not just the heart logo that we've provided, but maybe anything else from retired teachers. Can you contact any of your members? Is there a statement that they could write up about why they became a teacher? Can you post some of those statements online? Anything that celebrates current and retired teachers, post that. So these are just a few ideas. I'm sure that you guys have ideas as well that maybe you'd want to share. So I said that posting newsletters was one of the main ways of communicating. I will take you through 3 different ways to post a newsletter, and you need to try to figure out which one is the easiest one for you or which you feel the best at doing. So the first one is to go to your division website, not the state website, but your personal or your division's website. So for instance, Division 33, that's mine, .calrta.org. So you go to that website, and then you're going to look for that newsletters box that's over on the right-hand side on that division website. You're going to click on read a newsletter. That drops down that menu there, and you're going to see all of the newsletters posted that have been uploaded to your division website. You click on the newsletter that you want to post on Facebook. You click on it, you open it up, and at the top is going to be the URL. Okay. Some people call it a link. So you'll see that at the top of the newsletter that you opened up. You want to copy that URL, then go into Facebook. It's nice if you have two tabs open on your computer to do this. You go into Facebook, your division page or group, and you paste that into where you would normally put a post. You just paste that link or that URL in there. And when you post that, this is what it's going to look like right here. I added information above the link. Want to see all the good things CalRTA Division 33 is doing, yada, yada. So you can add a little bit of information above it. Here is the link. This is what it looks like on Facebook. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. People can click this active link and then they can access your newsletter that way. So that's the first way. The second way is to go right into Facebook. Okay, and when you go right into Facebook on your division Facebook page or group, you find where you would normally type a post and you click on where it says what's on your mind, as if you're going to create a post. That'll take you into this next box down here where you normally write a Facebook post, but you don't write anything yet. You go down to those three dots down here. That opens up this menu. Okay, go down to add file. And when you click on add file, another small menu will open up that I don't have showing on this screen. And it will ask you to choose a file that you're going to upload. Choose a file. That will allow you to go into your computer, whatever folder you have that has your newsletters in it, PDF, a PDF file. Okay, click on that and click open. And then you have the option to click the word post to post it. Okay, and then it will show up like this box down here in the lower left. Again, see it says PDF, nothing real colorful, but if people click on that, they will be prompted then to download it to their computer so they can open and read it. So that's the second way of posting a newsletter. Now, the third way is my preference. I use Google. I have a Google Drive. I prefer to do it this way because if you look over at this image on the right, it's much more colorful and enticing to do it this way. Okay, so you go into, if you have a Google Drive and you save your newsletters into your Google Drive, and all you have to do is drag them and drop them into a Google Drive. This is what Drive looks like. You click on the newsletter in your Google Drive. This can be a PDF, it can be a Word doc, it can be a Google Doc, depending on how you create your newsletters. Okay, click on either one, any of those. If you're using a PC, you're going to right click on it and then click Get Link or Get a Shareable Link. You'll be prompted to do that. Be careful. Be sure you have this setting that anyone with the link on the internet can view. The other option is can edit. And if you don't change it from edit to viewing, people can open that up and they can edit your newsletter and do all sorts of strange things. So make sure that they can only view it. They can open it and view it. Okay, you're going to copy that link and paste it into Facebook, which is what I did here, just in a normal post. I typed a message up at the top here. Here is the link. And when I press enter, to post, to create that post, I have a full image of my newsletter right here. And if people click on this image or they click on the link, they can open up the whole newsletter right then and there in living color. So I like this one because you can see the actual image. Another thing you can do, which I did not put on here, if you want to show the image, is you can provide the link, but then you can also, if you take an image, make an image of the first page of your newsletter, okay? And I can show you how to do that later in our question and answer. I have a couple tools that I can share with you. But if you create an image of that front page of your newsletter, you can upload that image and that will show as any other kind of a photo. So that's the third way you can do it. Okay, now another way to post information on Facebook, on your page or your group, is to simply share posts. And I would strongly urge you to make this one a priority. So I would share CalRTA, our state, California Retired Teachers Association, has a Facebook page. This is the address to that. So it's facebook.com/CalRTA. That's our state page. I would go in there every couple days or so and share some of their posts to your page or to your group. To do that, as I said, you open up their page. So, and if you search for it, you have to search California Retired Teachers Association, not just CalRTA. Then you look at a post, say this legislative alert, maybe you want to share that. So you're going to go below that to the share button that has a little arrow by it, and you're going to click share. You open up the menu down here and you decide, am I going to share to a group or am I going to share to a page? It depends on what you have. If you have both, I would share to both, but you can only share one at a time. So let's say share to a group. Okay, and then you click the share button down at the bottom, and it will be shared onto your Facebook group. Okay, and so here it is. This is what it looks like. It says Sue Gluckner-Breyer shared a photo. I shared this to a page or a group. Okay, and then there's a link down there. So whatever was on that CalRTA post is now being seen by my Division 33 people or anybody else who, and I also share these things, by the way, to my personal account. So even my personal friends who are not even a part of CalRTA can see what CalRTA is doing. And that's another way to entice people to join. You can share any post that you want to share. You can go on to somebody else's division Facebook page or group. Maybe they've shared something or they have posted something that you would like to share. Go ahead and share it. I usually write a note and say, I really like this. I would like to share this. And so I leave them a note and then I share it to my own page or group. Posting URLs or those blue links up at the top of a page. This is another way to share a lot of information on Facebook. So you go to whatever web page that you want to share. So say I want to share this webinar that is coming up on October 27th, helping you navigate your retirement journey. I want to share and publicize this webinar. So I'm going to copy this URL that's at the top. I simply click on it until it's blue, and then I copy it, in which case I do a right click and I click copy. And then I go and I open a Facebook post where it says create post, and I paste it in there, and then I just press enter, and it shows up like this box down here in the lower right. And then I type something in, coming soon, register now, open to the public, here's the link, and this is automatically put in there for me. Okay, so that's another way to advertise these webinars that are open to the public, and the public can click on the link to register for some of our upcoming webinars. Right now, we don't have too many coming up. I think that's the only one for right now. But you can post URLs. You can go to any website. You can go to any website and copy the URL and go ahead and post that on Facebook. Make sure that it's appropriate, obviously. So here are some ideas of URLs that you could post on your Facebook page or group. And all of these come directly from that home page of the CalRTA website. Now remember, a URL kind of looks like this. Okay, it's those links that are at the very top of the page on your computer. So you can post webinars, a URL to the webinar like I just showed you. Okay, you can go down here to advocacy action and you can click on the box and it opens up the advocacy action page. Copy the URL, post that on Facebook. Then people can click on it and they can go right to the advocacy action page. Videos, this one up here, the Why I Belong. These are video snippets from CalRTA members talking about why they joined CalRTA. They're very short. So you could open up, you could click on the video right here, open it up, copy the URL, or share it if it's a YouTube video and post it on your Facebook page. Retirement tips. Over here, there's some retirement tip videos. These are very, very good too. And again, the whole idea is to draw those people who are close to retirement into CalRTA, or even those who have already retired. Teacher grants down here. Now we don't have another drawing until the spring, but perhaps people want to go into teacher grants and they want to see who won the last round of teacher grants. The 40 names are listed there and the schools that they are teaching at. So you can always post that. You can go over here to this resource library, click on that and open it up, and there are resources galore that are appropriate for the general public and are very, very interesting. A lot of good information there. The Join Us. Remember I said that you might want to consider enticing people to join CalRTA. Well, go ahead and click on the Join Us, which opens up the application form. Okay, the options to apply, either apply by mail or apply online. Post that link right there and post it on Facebook and get people to join. How about CalRTA PAC? If they're interested in donating to the Political Action Committee, you could post the link to that. Over here on the right, in the little blue box down here in the lower right, you'll see photo gallery and video gallery. I know it's really small, but photo gallery and video gallery, you could post links to any of those videos that are in the CalRTA YouTube video gallery. And the photo gallery, that will take you to CalRTA's uploaded photos to Flickr. And many of them are from earlier conventions or advocacy day activities. You could post any of those. Pre-retirement events, we already talked about that. So these are just a few ideas of URLs that you could share and just kind of rotate, change them up every now and then. 1 week, post something from the Why I Belong. On another week, post something for advocacy action. So just use those URLs. Make sure you get those out there. Now, inviting friends to your page or your group. I'm going to take the page and the group separately because they involve different steps. Inviting friends to your page, if you have a Facebook, division Facebook page, it's a different process. This one is easier, by the way, to invite friends to your page. Why invite friends to your page? So you can encourage them to follow your page, but then also encourage people to share your posts. That's big, not just liking the post, but sharing those posts so that post that you put on goes to a lot of different people. Okay, if they share it to their own personal Facebook page, that's more branding and more advertising. So you're going to want to encourage that. So invite friends first to come and like your page. To do that for a page, you go over here. This is my Division 33 Facebook page, not my group, but my page. I'm going to go over here to the 3 dots, and that opens up this little menu right here, and it says invite friends. Okay, so the 3 dots and invite friends. The next step, this is what's really nice about inviting friends to like your page, is all of your personal Facebook friends, their names are going to show up. Your personal Facebook friends from your personal account, their names are all going to show up. All you have to do is scroll through, click a box over here on the far right, click the little box next to the names of people that you think might like your page, and then you click send invites. Okay, also down here, if you click this, it says also send each invite in Messenger. So they would get something in their Facebook Messenger app, as well as a notice on their Facebook feed that they've been invited to like your page. They can always decline, but it's nice to invite them. Now, inviting friends to your Facebook group involves a little bit more effort, I think. I'm not quite sure why Facebook did it this way. To invite friends to join or actually become fans of your group, you go to this blue invite button, which is right at the top of your Facebook group page right here. So you click that blue invite button, the little plus, and it opens up this menu. Now notice this, it does not provide you with a whole list of all of your Facebook friends that you can just click on their names. You actually have to think of friends that you would like to invite, and you need to type their names in. So again, this is a little problematic, I think, but that's how Facebook has it set up. So you enter their names, and then down here you would click the invite button, and that's how you ask them to join or become fans of your group. So the more people you bring in, the better, and then encourage those fans, encourage those people who like your group or your page to share your post. Don't just like the post, but share the post. Make sure that you're emphasizing the sharing. Now I want to show you some Facebook posts from a lot of different divisions in CalRTA. I've kind of scrolled through a number, and I thought many of these were eye-catching and colorful. So this one is from Division 19. Kudos to Carol Copland. When she created, notice this is back in March. This was after I had just done the webinar on how to create your Facebook page or group. And this was kind of their opening invitation to people to join their group. Notice how colorful it is. The background stands out. She talks about supporting public education in the communities, etc., how to find them. Type in CalRTA Division 19. So this is a great way to ask people or to get people to join your group. Over here, Division 63, this is from Pat Bavender. And this is the upper part of their newsletter. So there's a little image here to their newsletter. It says, check out our newsletter on our website. This link here is to the division website. That's another good link to post, by the way, is your division website. So this is their division website, and all they would have to do then is find that newsletters box and click on it to open a newsletter. Over here, Division 43, this is one of their volunteer opportunities that they posted. This is posted by Marilyn Smith and just fairly recently in September. This is for a food bank. And these are all CalRTA Division 43 members. Notice that it even has a comment here about the collage. It's very eye-catching, very well done. It's a great visual. So again, any kind of these volunteer opportunities that your division is doing, go ahead and get those posted. Division 90 over here, this is Mary Bryant. This was back in June, and I remember when these questions and answers came out in a CalRTA publication. I can't remember if it was in the Contact magazine or if it was on the website, but here were some Q&As. I posted this as well on my division website. Mary did it, and notice that it says see more. So this had to do with the funding of CalRTA pensions, or whether our pensions were in danger, that kind of thing. And so she posted the Q&As directly from CalRTA, And notice this, seen by 41 people. One person shared and there were 3 comments. Those are kind of cool. This over here, Division 43, seen by 52 people. So that's important. You want people to see this. And again, encourage people to share. Over here, Division 41, these were their scholarship awards. This is probably one of the earliest ones, but this was in August. And Betsy Vigas did this one. Notice the screenshot. That's another thing that you can do if you're hosting a Zoom session. Do a screenshot. And if you're not sure how to do that, we can talk about that in the Q&A at the end. I'll tell you how to do that. But here's the screenshot with some of their scholarship recipients and other members of their division. So that's pretty nice as well. Over here, we've got Division 21 with Terry Hooper. She made sure that she had something that was eye-catching here. Good news. So she just posted a great image here about WEP GPO repeal update. I see Terry's posts quite often. She's very good about posting the advocacy action and the take action Tuesday and tell your rep Thursday, those kinds of posts. She's very good at that. Division 27. This was just recently posted October 12th. They've got a blood drive. And again, another volunteer activity that is worth publicizing. I love this one specifically because this flyer has the CalRTA logo on it. And remember, it's all about branding. If you can get the CalRTA logo on your post, that's a plus. And over here, Division 83, I love this. These are these funny things that come up every now and then. You can find them all over the internet on images. To my children, never make fun of me, of having to help me with computer stuff. I taught you how to use a spoon. These are just funny things. I think we all need a little humor in our lives right now. So these kinds of posts are certainly worthy of posting as well. Adding an admin to your group. This is kind of a repeat of my last Facebook webinar that I did back in whenever that was, March or April. Adding another admin kind of lessens the burden on whoever is posting on Facebook. If you have 2 or 3 people who are admin or administrators of your Facebook group or page, they all can post. And that way the burden is shared by more than one person, obviously. To add that admin to a group, a Facebook group, top of the page, click on members. You find all of the people listed there. They have to be members of your group in order to make them an admin. Okay, so you find whoever it is that you have asked, will you be an admin with me for Facebook? Yes, I will. So you find their name and you click the little 3 dots just to the right of their name. Normally their picture is right here. And then you click make admin. And then you're going to click send invite. They receive an email and they have to approve the fact that you are making them an admin. So that's adding an admin to a group. Now, if you're going to add an admin to your Facebook page, the process is slightly different. On your Facebook page, you have a big left-hand menu on your page. You go down to page roles because an admin is one of the various roles that you can assign to people. So once you go to page roles, then you're going to see this box right here. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to type in the name of whoever you want to make an admin on your page. Just start typing. So in this case, I wanted to make Susan Ibarra an admin with me. So this is a drop-down box. I believe it says, the button actually says admin. So if you click admin, oh, I'm sorry, it says editor. Click editor, and then you see this drop-down box and just check on the word admin and click add. And again, they have to approve that. So they will receive a notification that you have added them as an admin and they have to approve. Okay, why have extra admin on either your page or your group? Number one, it's sharing the responsibility. Number two, if something happens to you, they can take control of the page or the group. And so it is kind of an assurance that it's going to keep going and that somebody will continually be able to handle all the postings on the page. So we've covered a lot of information. We still have about 15 minutes left. Before I go, I stop sharing the screen and we come to a question and answer time. I noticed that we've got about 13 different questions in the chat bar. But if you have any questions about Facebook or postings on Facebook, you can just email me. This is my home email, my personal email. It's just my husband's and my name, ronandsue82@gmail.com. And I will get back to you and I'll help you with whatever I can help you. So I am going to stop sharing so I can see everybody's face, which is lovely. I always enjoy this part. So I need to open my chat. So if you just give me a second, I'm going to open chat so I can see our questions down here. And okay. Oh, please do not say political. This is deceptive. Please use nonpartisan. Thank you for that correction. That was back where we were talking about whether we can post anything about candidates. Okay, candidates running. So yes, thank you. We are nonpartisan. Nonpartisan. I appreciate that correction. Thank you. Can you post a link to a nonpartisan site on proposition info like Ballotpedia? Only if it's about an issue that CalRTA has taken a stand on. All right. So make sure that you're aligned with CalRTA's position on any of these ballot propositions. So you've got to know that first. That's number one. And then yes, if they've taken a position on it, but when in doubt, I would ask your GRC person, or I would email Susie Dixon. And I would ask Susie Dixon about that, okay? So if you have a question about, gee, can I post this or not? Just send her the link, okay? And say, hey, how does this look? Am I okay? Am I good to go on that? And she's very good about getting back to you. So that's what I would do, okay? When in doubt, ask somebody who knows. Let's see here. Do we need to get permission before posting new member name and info? I would ask them, you know, maybe you have a Zoom meeting and they all showed up and you're welcoming them and say, hey, I would love to advertise, post your name on my Facebook post, post your name and where you know, what school you taught at. If they give you a thumbs up and they say, okay, but yes, I would always ask permission first, because that's just one of those, that's just respectful of their privacy. So always ask. Before posting pictures, etc., of grant winners, don't you need a release from them? I usually ask them in an email when, like for my local grants, when I email them and say, you have been selected as one of our Division 33 $100 grant winners, I would like to advertise your this honor on Facebook and in an article in the newspaper. May I use your photo and may I use your info? Obviously, I'm not going to post anything besides their name and their school and maybe some other info that they've provided. I wait until I receive that info back from them before I do anything. And as far as the CalRTA teacher grants, I think that's already understood from what I understand, that you can advertise that. If somebody here knows something different on that, please let me know. What items should you delete to sanitize the newsletter before linking it to Facebook? Can you link the CalRTA Facebook division page so that it automatically shows up? Yeah, you can link your division page. Absolutely. Just that URL up at the top, and then you post that in there, okay, in one of your posts. So I would do that. And can you link and how should you sanitize your newsletter? I haven't really sanitized anything when I have posted my newsletters. Maybe I should be more mindful of that. But if you have any concerns about privacy, You might want to take out, any addresses or personal phone numbers. I don't think emails as an email contact is problematic, but if people on your board don't want their information there, or personal phone numbers and things like that, you need to, you could ask your board ahead of time, what would you not like me to share? Again, make sure that you're asking those questions of people on your board. And let's see, do we just paste all of our member names in the group, not the email? Do we just paste all of, okay, I'm not, okay, Donna, can you clarify that for me? I'm not quite sure what your question is.
Yes, you were talking about adding people onto your page, your Facebook page. So I have hundreds of members that are not, that despite time and time again inviting to join via the newsletter and on the website, they aren't joining. So can I just type in everybody's name with the hope that maybe they have a Facebook page?
Oh Lordy, if you want to do that, Marilyn, you want to comment on that?
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed, and I did this with a group, and Jim may know more about dealing with a page, or you, is that when it says invite your friends, it means your personal friends on Facebook. You can't just invite everybody and his uncle. You can't do, it won't let you do that.
Well, I don't have, I mean, I personally don't use Facebook. I mean, students, when I worked at a university, they created a Facebook page for me, and there are a bunch of students on there from whatever, but I personally just have never used it. So I don't have a whole bunch of friends to invite.
Well, and that's part of the issue, because they do really limit you, and you don't know who in your division membership have Facebook accounts. So that's hard. That's hard to do. So I don't really have a good answer for you on that. I mean, you could just sit there and type in an email and hope they have a membership if they're part of Facebook or one of your friends, and then, or yeah, I don't know how that's going to work.
I'm talking about my own CalRTA members. So I can't just put an email in, an email address.
No, they have to be your friends on Facebook first.
The only other thing that you could do, if you want to draw people into your Facebook group, if you go up to the search bar on Facebook up at the top and you you search somebody's name, and it pulls up, you can see if they have an account. Okay, and if they have an account, you can message those people and say, I'd like you to join our division 99 Facebook page. You can do it that way. That takes a long time, but that's how you could then try to draw them in to like either your personal page or the division page. Okay, that would be another thing. I have an option to pick a certain color or a mood. I type info into that box. It looks nice, but then when I press post, the background disappears. What step will allow the background mood to stay? I have no idea. I'm just going to be honest with you. I have no idea. I don't mess with just stuff like that. So if you find out what that's all about, changing, I know what my mood is sometimes when I'm on Facebook. So I don't know whether I should reflect that in my mood colors or whatever. I have not seen that. So that's really funny. And that was from Jenny. Jenny,
question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had that beautiful example that you posted with the blue and shadow background.
Yeah.
I thought that's how she did it. She just picked that as her mood. But I can't get that to work. And I figure if it shows up, I'm typing on it and I push post, it should go.
It does, but you have to understand too that when you use one of those pretty backgrounds, those are all those little backgrounds that you could get to choose from.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were called moods. Okay. If you type more than a certain amount, then it disappears. So the
Oh,
post, actually, I'm surprised that the one that I showed you with all the blue and green, which was really, really pretty,
that was
that
long.
that was a fairly long post. But I know that for me, sometimes when I type stuff using one of those fun backgrounds, yeah, if I type too much, it disappears.
Okay,
So I
I'll
think
try
that's
that.
I think that's what you were
Okay.
talking about. Let's see here. Oh, Susan, you want to? I see your hand up. There.
Well, yeah, besides that it disappears after so many words or so many letters, the other thing that you could do is create a meme, a picture that has color in it, like on your Word or whatever, or do a text box that you could save as a picture and put that on. That way you could get the color. It would be a picture that would be posted just like any other picture on your with that information, whatever information you wanted to include, if you wanted more on there. And that may be how they created that the one that you were mentioning on there.
Good
Okay.
point. Good point. Thanks, Susan. Appreciate your comment. Yeah, let me go to a couple things. Can you email a link to your earlier Facebook webinar? Absolutely. I will email you a link to my former webinar. I'll email you a link to this webinar as well. So you can view once it becomes available, I'll show you. Marilyn.
Tell everybody about the PDF converter because it will do JPEGs also.
I wrote it down. I have my notes of things to share, and there's a couple things I'm going to share in a second. Let me address the rest of the questions here. How many divisions have Facebook pages and how can we look at them? Okay, so I went through, it took me about an hour to find division Facebook pages. I don't have a tally right now, but I'd say out of our, what do we have, 86, 89 divisions, something like that. We have about 20, which isn't very many, I don't think, but we have about 20 Facebook pages or groups that are out there. To find them, you go onto Facebook and there's a search bar. Okay, there's a search bar at the top, usually in the top left of the Facebook page that you're opening. And you just start typing in. I put div or division, 22 or division, or put CalRTA in there. Just play around with different, different titles. So you can use CalRTA in there, you can get division in there, and then just change the number once you find it. And basically what I did was I went in and I asked to become a fan or a member of the group. And that way it shows up on my list of groups that I follow. So I have all of these CalRTA groups listed. Once you become a friend of theirs or you join their group, then it's there on your list of groups and you can click on them and follow what they're doing too. So that's how I get to stalk a lot of Facebook groups in CalRTA and keep up with what they're doing. Let's see. If you are unsure about approving a person or organization to join, who should I ask? Oh gosh. I would, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would, maybe Debbie Pate Newberry. Maybe Debbie Pate Newberry. Write her name down. She handles a lot of, social media stuff too. So she might be the person to ask. So Debbie Pate Newberry. I would write that name down. For inviting people to join your group, type in all members' names. Yeah. Well, again, they have to be your Facebook friends before you can get them to be a part of your group. Does anyone have any experience in doing pre-retirement workshops virtually? Yes, and I think Kathy O'Leary's division down there and a couple of them. Kathy, you want to comment on that?
Yes, we're doing it on Tuesday. We're doing a Zoom pre-retirement workshop for the first time with Sue's help, and we have 100 people registered. A lot of them are divisions that want to see you know, they want to do it too. So yeah. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
yeah.
So there are others out there, and you can advertise those as well. So our hour is up, but I wanted to share a couple things. I mean, you don't have to hang around for the next couple minutes if you don't want to, because basically we're done here at 12 o'clock. But I wanted to show you a couple tools that might be of help to you. So I'm going to share. Okay, here's one of the tools that I use right here. It's called, can you guys see this snipping tool? Yep, okay. To find this snipping tool, this is a godsend to me. This can make anything into a JPEG image or a photo, because you can upload photos to Facebook. So to find this snipping tool, if you have Windows on your computer, you go to the Windows icon, which is in the lower left-hand corner of your computer. And right next to it, there's a search bar that says type here to search. Type in snipping tool. And it's just like a little app that you can add. And then I have it down in the bottom, in my, whatever it is, the tray at the bottom. I have it there. And when you want to snip something, you click on mode. I click rectangular snip. And then if I want to snip something, I just drag it like this. And that creates an image. This is a JPEG. This is like a photo. And then I go to File, and then I save as. And notice that it's saved as a JPEG file, and then I can save it to my desktop or wherever. And then if I want to upload it to Facebook, it's just like any other photo that you upload to Facebook. This, you can take a snip of anything. If you have a flyer perhaps that you created and it's in a Word doc, or you can just use the snipping tool and snip it and turn it into an image and then post it. That's how I post most of the stuff on Facebook, because I just use my snipping tool. Now there's also another tool that I use. I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm going to share my screen again. And let me see. Here it is. Okay, it's this. freepdfconvert.com. freepdfconvert.com. This also is a godsend. So if I have a Word document, and a lot of us type in Word, all I have to do is drag that Word document and drop it right here, or I can go in and I can choose a file from wherever. Okay, I drop it in here, and I can convert that. Look at all these conversions that you can do. Word to PDF, Excel to PDF, a JPEG to a PDF. I can convert from a PDF and make it into a Word document. Oh my gosh, this has helped me tremendously. So freepdfconvert.com. So the free version, by the way, I think it will only let you convert one thing without signing in. So if you want to convert document after document after document, you have to sign in, and then you can keep doing it. But it's free. I'm not paying for this. So that's another thing that you can do. So let me see. Donna Clark, you have a question?
Yes. Are any of these features available on Macintosh?
Marilyn, you want to comment on that? I don't have a Mac, so Marilyn?
Yes, I use a Mac and I use PDF Convert just fine.
Very, very good.
What about the snipping tool?
Huh? Oh,
The snipping tool is only on PCs.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
On
Okay.
Macs,
The Mac has it built in.
Oh,
The
nice.
Mac, you can just do a Command-Shift-3. There's a screenshot. A Command-Shift-4 gives you the parameter, and you just take and shape what you want, save it. Once it's saved, You can open it in preview and save it as JPEG, PNG, PDF. Gives you a lot of different choices. So
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you guys. All of you Mac users. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Macs, so I can't help you on that. Yeah, somebody else said, Bill Britton said, you can do a screenshot too. And if you don't know how to, at least on my PC, to do a screenshot, all I do is on my keyboard down in the lower left-hand corner is that Windows icon. I hold the Windows icon, and up at the very top row of your keyboard, you're going to see an abbreviation for print screen. On mine, it says PRTSC. And if you just hold that down, it snaps. I just took a screenshot. And then you can go in. Mine are located in a folder, I think, where my images are, pictures and things like that. And then you can crop it if you want. And then you can upload that. And that's how people post images of their Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that's all the questions. Any other questions that any of you might have about this? Jeff Cooper.
What about posting older newsletters? Do we go through the same process?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Those are the only 3 ways I know of posting newsletters. So yeah.
thanks.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Let me know. Feel free to email me, okay, if you need anything. But I will be sending out some information to you. You've got the handouts from today. I'll send you the link to our past webinar and to this one as soon as it's ready, okay? Thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you on our next one. All right, you guys. Bye.
Bye.